Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk about flat earth as well as the true concept of an atom, as well as talk about my 3 books here. My Hearth 1, Hearth 2, and Hearth 3 bundle package for $33, where we talk about all is atum, because all is atum. That's right, atom, the true concept of an atom, swirls out of the top into the bottom, out of the bottom into the top, not just out of the top into the bottom, because a magnet repels and attracts out of both sides. So we're dealing with repelling and attracting. What is that? It's radiation, and what we call gravitation is actually dielectric acceleration towards the null point or 0 point. But here's what I want to talk about. The Sophia Perennis. Thank you, Santos Bonacci, by the way. Shout out Santos Bonacci and Ken Wheeler and Martin Kinney and Jordan Maxwell, who passed away this year. He's no longer on this physical plane, but his soul is eternal. And so is Stan Tenen, Maru Foundation. So, yeah, he passed away. Rest in peace, Stan Tenen. Rest in paradise, as well as Jordan Maxwell, as well as Manly P. Hall. The Sophia Perennis, the perennial philosophy, is to know the total truth and consequently to will the good and love beauty. Philosophia, the love of wisdom. Philo means love, Sophia means wisdom. A true philosopher is a lover of wisdom as well as one who is above the senses. Thank you, Leonardo da Vinci, Marsilio Ficino, the one who translated the Emerald Tablets into Latin. And those other Neoplatonists like Giordano Bruno, who was burned at the stake in the 1600s, had his tongue stretched out and he was stripped naked, burned alive for speaking about flat earth and the Prisca Theologia. That's right, astrotheology, comparative studies, syncretism, the perennialist perspective. They cut his tongue out so that he couldn't speak. That's where you get, we don't talk about Bruno, no, in Encanto. That was Giordano Bruno in Italy in the 1600s, even though the movie takes place in what they say is Brazil. Anyways, a true philosopher is one who's above the senses, and that's why veganism is so important, because you don't desire flesh. Veganism and the 12 cell salts. When you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. We require water and minerals. And you get water from plants, and you get your 12 cell salts, minerals from the plants. So therefore, veganism purifies the blood. 12 cell salts, you're getting the 12 cell salts that you need. Holistic health, holism. The holy science, knowing thyself in order to heal yourself properly via integrating the mind, body, and soul, the 3 aspects of the human body, as well as the integration of the 7 virtues while abstaining or refraining the 7 vices, thus becoming a healthy, balanced human with integrity. 7 virtues being patience, temperance, 7 vices being greed, lust, pride, etc. So what we're dealing with is as above, so below, as within, so without, the true concept of an atom. The current quantum mechanics tells us that an atom has proton, neutron, electron, that there's particles, particle wave duality. But even Einstein said that that was wrong. So what we're dealing with is Stephen Hawking in his 1990s book said that quantum mechanics will be solved in the next 20 years, and there's something called the EPR paradox. Einstein, Podolsky, and Nathan Rosen. EPR paradox says spooky action at a distance. It's where it's saying that there's a paradox. It's saying how can 2 particles separated by distance affect each other instantaneously, spooky action at distance. Well, it's because they're not separated, they're connected. Nothing is separated. There's never nothing, there's always something. So there is no vacuum of space, light traveling through nothingness. There is something, there's never nothing. Energy can't be created or destroyed, and there's always energy everywhere. There's never a space where there's just empty vacuum. Is it a vacuum, or is it a vacuum of space? You can't have a vacuum and space. Is it space, or is it a vacuum? If it was a vacuum, you'd have a Ziploc bag that's sealed tight with nothing in it. But if there's space, then you put air inside the Ziploc bag. So is it filled? Is it a Ziploc bag filled with air, or are the 2 sides of the Ziploc bag touching? That's the point, is that it's not a vacuum of space because it has to be one or the other. So ether science says that there's pure energy out there. It's energy, frequency, and vibration. So you have ether or energy in stillness, ether in motion, and all physicality is sustained by motion. So what we're dealing with is this here. This is what an atom is. All atoms are polarized. The inner volume of an atom is magnetodielectricity. So the outer volume is electricity or electromagnetism. Electricity, what we call electrification, is actually illumination. It is measured in cycles per second. So illumination happens When magnetism, which is invisible, when a magnet repels and attracts, it's invisible. You can't see anything, even though magnetism carries electricity. So light is invisible, illumination is visible. Light is a principle, illumination is the attribute. So a light, in this case, illumination, is measured in cycles per second. It's electrical resistance. What is resisting? It's rest against motion. So you have right turning going out. It's the ether in dynamic polarization. All atoms are polarized, so therefore light is not a particle wave duality. It's the ether in dynamic circular polarization against itself. What is the ether? It's pure potential. What is pure potential? Non-Cartesian nexus from which everything comes from. Ether. It's energy and stillness. So ether science is correct. It tells us that there's energy, frequency, and vibration, just like Nikola Tesla said. When you want to talk about the universe, think about 369, energy, frequency, and vibration. He said, I saw the past, present, and future at once. Well, there it is. There's your atom. See, your body is just like the Earth we live on. There's the plane of inertia disk. It's the Milky Way galaxy. It's a flat disk. So you have the plane of inertia, you have the crown chakra, the root chakra. The energy doesn't go out of the top and into the bottom simply just like this. The energy swirls out of the top and swirls into the bottom. And we're going to get to that as above, so below. Okay? We're going to explain it all here. So what we have is the energy swirls out of from the heart, your electromagnetic field is produced. The core corazon swirls out of the top, swirls into the bottom, swirls out of the bottom, swirls into the top. So this is energy in motion, your emotions. It's love. Love is an emotion. So this is energy in motion. It's literally the counter-rotating fields of magnetism, Nikola Tesla's greatest discovery. So magnetism travels the right-hand rule of magnetism. Therefore, all atoms are polarized because there's a north and south pole separated by a plane of inertia. The plane of inertia is here. So if there's an up, then there must be a down. There must be something that separates the north and south pole. That's the disk here, the plane of inertia. It's an oscillating pulse perturbation is what an atom is. It's a reciprocating precessional hyperboloid because the energy goes out the top into the bottom, out the bottom into the top. But it's all going one direction. See, it's right turning as it goes out and comes down here, and it's right turning and then goes up. But everything is turning in one direction. So the male goes this way, female goes that way. So the female would have it this way. So male goes this way, that's up. The female would be the other way. So now the counter-rotating fields of magnetism. See, red shift, blue shift. Thank you, Walter Russell. Red is right turning. As the energy goes out, it's centrifugal divergence. CFD. Centrifugal divergence is radiation, which is the repelling force of a magnet. Centripetal convergence is where the energy turns left as it goes in, and that's what dielectric acceleration towards the zero pressure. See, high pressure seeks low pressure, just like our cloud, just like our air, wind pressures do on Earth. The cold air above the sea rushes towards the beach. So if you have a sail on your boat, the wind will carry you towards the shore because the high pressure cold air is heavy, goes down. Hot air rises, low pressure goes up. So the cold air from the beach goes towards the shore. The cold air from the ocean goes towards the shore where it's warmer. So the cold, high pressure oxygen around you goes towards the low pressure, warm oxygen at the beach. So there you go. High pressure seeks low pressure. So that all you have is energy going out and it wants to go back in. Therefore, this mid pressure goes out and in, out and in. So you have two mid pressures below the plane of inertia, and two high pressures which go all the way around and all the way around. But it doesn't just go out the top into the bottom or out the bottom into the top. It swirls out of the top into the bottom, swirls out of the bottom into the top. So now that I read this all to you, see, we're dealing with atoms, perpetual whirlpools of energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. That's very important. Well, how do we know all this is facts? Because it is facts. Look, everyone knows except for most people, and that's why this is Hearth 2. This is, that was Hearth 3, actually. There's the Azadi Tower in Tehran, capital of Iran. So what you have here is, check this out. It doesn't just come out of the top into the bottom. It swirls, it curves, and it curls. So this is there's the counter-rotating fields of magnetism. It's also here. There's the bowl. There's the bowl. This is the Vatican Museum. This is, check this out. This is called the Shanghai Disneyland. This is called the Garden of Imaginations. It's the center of Shanghai Disneyland. So that's right at the center. This is the Rome Capitol Hill right at the center. Look at this flower here. So that there's the counter-rotating fields of magnetism at the Dubai Creek Tower, which is not done being built, but these are like tiny little people, and this is supposed to be the world's next biggest tower, surpassing the Jeddah Tower. So you have Rome Capitol Hill, Shanghai's Garden of Imaginations. This is also the ceiling, because it's as above so below. This is the ceiling of the bedchamber of Marie Antoinette in Versailles, France. It's the ceiling of Marie Antoinette's bedchamber. So crop circles, it's everywhere. I mean, everybody knows except, like I said, everyone knows except you. It's like, well, really? So you believe flat Earth? It's like, no, I don't believe in flat Earth. Everybody knows it's flat. Everybody knows how the Milky Way galaxy is the galactic plane. And look, there's the mid-pressure above, mid-pressure below, high pressure above, high pressure below. Yeah, we can show you how the electromagnetic field works. Look at the foo dogs in China. They're blocking the Forbidden City, and it's the top of a cactus. Why does a cactus look like that? Because all physicality, it says in the Bible, well, all physicality is sustained by motion. What motion? It's the electromagnetic field. That which is visible comes from that which is invisible, which is your invisible electromagnetic field. The reason we have all these visible structures that look this way is because of the invisible that we can't see. But now we can see it with Ken Willer's magnetic field viewing device. We can see this. We can see a north and south pole separated by a plane of inertia when you use a supercell or a ferrocell, which is two optically flat pieces of glass with LED lights ringing it, with little iron particulates suspended between an oil, and you will see the electromagnetic field, its true dimensions, which looks like this. It's the full magnetic field spectrum. There you go. Bowl above, bowl below. So it's the hyperboloid, bowl above, bowl below. It's a torus field. All is atom. That's what light is. Light, all atoms are polarized. The inner volume is magnetodielectricity. So collectively, you have rest against motion, and all physicality sustained by motion. So you have neutral positive, neutral negative. Light is measured in cycles per second, so it goes like this. And so so we were actually able to make hydrogen on Earth. An atom, hydrogen atom, is 1 proton, 1 electron. Every other atom, carbon 666, well, that's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. So every other element is just compounded versions of hydrogen. Hydrogen is the fundamental particle of the universe, but it's not a particle. It's actually a whirlpool of energy. It's an atom. We were able to make a hydrogen atom, which is supposed to be a particle. We made it using 4 ultra high frequency laser beams to a single point. So light is just ultra high frequency, which is compound low energy, compound of magnetism and dielectricity. Magnetism is radiation, which goes out. Dielectricity goes in. So it's a compound of magnetodielectricity, inner volume of every atom. If you don't believe me, you're going to have to believe your science books, which says that your atoms, the inner volume, is nothingness. That there's just a proton, a neutron at the center, and the electron goes around the proton, and between the proton and electron there's nothing. That the inner volume of your atom is just pure nothingness. You have to believe that there's nothing separating the proton and electron, just like you have to believe that there's nothing that separates the Earth and the Moon, the Earth and the Sun, and that the light has to travel, that photons take 8 minutes to travel from the Sun to the Earth on your ball, and the photon has to travel through nothingness, 93 million miles of nothingness. There's never nothing, there's always something. Nothing, everything is sacred, nothing is wasted. So that's Nikola Tesla's philosophy. That is a true perennial philosophy. Okay, guys? So what we have is, when people say raise your frequency, you actually want to raise your energy. You want to lower your frequency and raise your energy. Raising your frequency, see, matter is ultra high frequency, but what high frequency is low energy. Low frequency is high energy, actually. You have energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy and frequency and vibration. Frequency is the loss of energy. Energy is pure potential. Frequency is impotency. So you have light, which is potential. Illumination is the loss of that potential. It's rest against motion. Okay, guys? Rest against motion. So there, one more time. You have ether or energy in stillness, which is dielectricity. That's energy. Frequency is energy in motion. Vibration, vibora, snake, physical things, are energy in motion, but it's the ether and dynamic circular polarization against itself. That's what light is. That's what anything visible, audible, tangible is. All atoms have electrons. And if it has electrons, then it's because it's an atom. It's polarized. It has a proton and electron, and it's physical because it's moving like this. If my hand is still, you can stick your fingers between my fingers. But if I move my hands like this, it becomes a wall now. So if I stop moving my hands, there's no longer a wall. The atom in motion appears to be physical. The atom appears to be physical, but when it stops moving, it returns to its primordial state, okay? Which is just pure potential. It has the potential to be an object, to illuminate, to be warm. Like that. That's all you have. So the ether has modalities. The ether can be liquid, solid, gas. It could be rest, motion, or rest against motion. And that's what you have: energy, frequency, vibration. The unmanifested. So here, let's do it one more time. Energy is the unmanifest. Frequency is spiritual force, dimensional force. So you have dielectricity, which is the source, stillness, energy and stillness, the ether. Magnetism is radiation, which is right turning, going out, it's dimensional force. And then it has to return. As it goes right, it has to go back in and return to stillness. And that's why it's like, why is magnetism a dimensional force, but dielectricity is what? It's just source? Well, yeah, because that force must go back to where it came from, which was the source. So we call it gravitation, but it's just like a rubber band when you pull it. The force is when you pull back, now let it go and it's going to snap back. So that snapping back, what we call gravitation, is just snapping back. It's just energy returning to its primordial state. That's all it is, guys. I'm giving you the best analogies on the internet right now. 2022, age of Aquarius. So what is an atom? It's an oscillating pulse perturbation, reciprocating precessional hyperboloid. It's reciprocating. Out of the top into the bottom, out of the bottom into the top. It's an oscillating pulse perturbation. So I keep saying that, oscillating, because it's out in, out in. It doesn't stop. It's your heart. Your heart is boom, 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 boom. And as it's going positive, positive, neutral, negative, neutral. And then you get this tree of life here. That's what the earth is. Because the energy is literally doing that. Out the top, into the bottom. But then it goes, there's one that goes all the way out the top into the bottom, all the way out the bottom into the top. So you have mid pressure and high pressure. Okay? And there you go. Boom. It's all there. So I hope this helps you guys a lot. I really do. I'm going to be making more of these. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Go get my books. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this. This is what the magnetic field is doing. So opposites attract. Here's south, here's north. They attract. But if you put south to south, they repel. Because you have the right-hand rule of magnetism. So what you have is the energy is going this way because it goes out like that, and then it goes out like that. But they're both going, this whole thing is going one direction. So that one's going this way, and this one's also going this way. So they go the same direction. But this one's going that way, this one's going that way, so it doesn't work. And what we're dealing with is this here. I put it in its format, what it's supposed to look like, because it is a vortex that goes out like that. So what we have is the golden spiral. So when you look at a magnet from the top, it's swirling out, it's going one direction. See, it swirls out of the top into the bottom. So you have this donut shape, and see, you can see it here, right there, perfectly. See, that's what that is. That's what I'm showing you guys. So, and this is the mid pressure, obviously. So this one, it's going that way. So you can see how this goes this way, and this one, they both go this way. This one's going this way. This one's going this way. Okay? So now, when you look at it, there you have it. Mid pressures, this is the high pressure. So I'm showing you guys the golden ratio. If you have 360 degrees, if this segment is cut into one, this is 1.618 times bigger. You have 137 degrees, the golden segment, the golden angle. So if you have a flower, a leaf, a stem at the center, the leaves are going to distribute themselves every 137.5 degrees. So 137, 137, 137. And this way, each leaf will not be overlapped. if it did 180, 180, 180, you would just have 2 leaves, and the leaf underneath the other leaf would not get rained upon or sunlight. So it needs to take this 137 golden ratio in order to distribute the leaves properly. And this is called perfect proportionality, and this is why creationism, philosophy, beauty, love of wisdom, love, and you're going to say, well, how does this help me? Because if everything is your atoms are yin and yang, so your body's a yin and yang, everything is atoms, except the current model is incorrect. This is the correct model. The incorrect model is the one I showed you where they say it just goes out of the top into the bottom. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. It's like this. So what it means is if you go out in nature and you see trees that are going straight up, you want to sit next to the tree that is spiraling and put your root chakra on there, so that if you have a magnet and chop it up into a million pieces, each little piece is a magnet. So you're a magnet and you want to sit on the earth, which is a giant magnet, and you become one. It's holism, holistic health. This is how you create a strong aura, intensify your aura. No anger, no sadness, no disease can live in love frequency. Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, radiation kills the body, but true radiation is from the corazon, the heart. So when you hug somebody with your heart, you can heal them with that true radiation, magnetism. Magnetism heals, electricity kills. Magnetism is radiation. It's radiating. It's right turning, centrifugal divergence radiation. When you don't just vibrate from your heart, you radiate from your corazon, okay? So anyways, this is how you heal people. This is free. It's free to heal someone. You don't need to pay for pills, okay? Holistic health, naturopathy, homeopathy, uropathy, urine therapy, drinking your aged urine to cure all diseases, Dr. Sebi. So I don't want to get banned for this, but you guys need to follow me because I'm giving you guys facts, logic, and wisdom for free. Yes, my books are $33 for a bundle, but it's all there, guys. And I do this, you can just watch my YouTube and take notes, but I took notes for you, and it's $33 for about 200 pages. I have so much work here. I even have a coloring page for you guys. Where's it at? Coloring page for the children so they can learn the galaxies, how it all works. So peace out, you guys. Thank you.